Now at 6, who doesn't love a gift? Details on a major donation announced today from Missouri Southern. Plus, Carthage Junior High is named a state winner in a school competition. And the Missouri Southern women's team looks to advance in the first round of the D2 National Tournament. Highlights in sports.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri Southern State University receives a 7-figure donation that'll help fund a new building on campus. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Kerry Worthen was at MSSU for the announcement.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Missouri Southern State University.
Dr. Bob and Dot Wilcoxon are honorary co-chairs of the Line Forward campaign. They presented a $1 million donation. Among other things, it'll go towards the construction of a Health and Science Innovation Center on campus for hands-on learning. The new facility will include a simulation hospital, an expanded cadaver lab, as well as other labs specific to different areas of study.
We are elevating. That's exactly what we're doing, and we're so excited to be able to offer such an amazing space and training and all of that for our future students. And I think that we are going to be able to be competitive within the 4-state region and beyond.
The university says the campaign is designed to help enhance the students' experience, fostering academic excellence. Part of the Wilcoxon gift will be supporting undergraduate research, hands-on projects of those students working with the facility.
These are just great opportunities for our students to learn, to understand research, and prepare themselves for medical school or professional school.
Be able to take what they're learning in the classroom to be hands-on and having that experience so that when they do eventually go to medical school, they have a leg up on some other students.
The donation moves the university one step closer to building a future facility and the building of future careers. In Joplin, Kerry Worthen, KOAM News.
If Missouri Southern can raise $15 million through private donations, the university will receive a matching grant from the state. The estimated cost of that new building is $30 million. Once construction begins, it's expected to take 3 years to complete. This time of year, some high school students might be applying for scholarships. The Better Business Bureau reminds students and their parents to be careful when searching for those scholarships. BPB officials say the best place to get assistance with scholarships is at the school. It's a big red flag if a scholarship asks you to pay any kind of application or processing fee.
Students being told in an unsolicited email that they've won a grant or a scholarship that they've never applied for, or they're offered a grant or scholarship that is quote unquote guaranteed.
Hernandez recommends looking up any companies that are trying to offer you scholarships on email or text message to avoid identity theft scams. Carthage Junior High School was named the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow State winner. Solve for Tomorrow challenges the country's public school students in grades 6 through 12. Students explore how science, technology, engineering, and mathematics can play in solving some of the biggest issues in their local communities. The school received a $12,000 prize package.
Initiative to put stuff together, and it is just inspiring to me. I always want in my classroom, I never want it to be something they have to learn or read. I want it to be science to be something that they do.
The 50 state winners nationwide will be whittled down to 10 national finalists who will pitch their projects in May. This is Women's History Month. Historic Murfreesburg Preservation, Inc. previously celebrated the month by honoring the life and work of women connected to the historic Murfreesburg district. Well, this year they're changing it up and honoring women in the Wilson-Hutton neighborhood. This month's honorees are Dora Nealon and Mary Kirk Kelly.
When we first started this project, we're like, oh, there's nothing written about the women, and it's been very difficult, very challenging, but kind of fun to uncover their stories. And some of them come by just pure luck, some come by pure research.
Dora Nealon is celebrated for her connection to the beginning of Williams chili seasoning, and Mary Kirk Kelly was instrumental in starting United Nations Day in Joplin around 1961. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, it actually turned out to be kind of a gloomy day for us today, but over the past couple hours, we've gotten some sunshine, which makes it a decent evening. You can see one batch of clouds rolling out, and then here comes our next batch of clouds, which are really going to thicken up the skies as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. 41 Nevada, 49 in Anderson, Miami at 46, Pittsburgh 42, Chanute is sitting at 43 degrees. As we go through the night, we kind of hold into lower 40s. I think our overnight low right around 40 degrees as our clouds start to increase across the region. So here's what we're dealing with. Showers, thunderstorms for us tomorrow. A lot of clouds on Sunday. It's still going to be chilly. We're going to get some hard freezes early next week. We have another storm system late next week, so we're going to break it all down for you here in just a bit.
See you soon. A Southeast Kansas woman pleads no contest in the 2018 shooting death of a Cherryvale man. Court documents show Julie Fagerstrom lived with the victim, Richard Schultz, when the shooting happened in November of 2018. Prosecutors initially charged her with second-degree murder. The plea deal reduces that charge to voluntary manslaughter. By pleading no contest, Fagerstrom accepts the conviction but does not admit guilt. Sentencing is set for May. Coming up, details on a Kansas budget proposal to increase special education funding. Plus, Pitt State women's team looks to advance in the Division II national tournament. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly takes her ongoing effort to see the state fully fund special education to Butler County. Her budget calls for increased funding for the next 5 years to reach the full level. Kansas hasn't fully funded special education in more than a decade, as set by state law. Sean Loging spoke with Governor Kelly and takes a look at the bill currently proposing an increase in special education funding.
Just outside of El Dorado, the Butler County Special Education Interlocal runs a vocational training program for students with disabilities.
It gives us a purpose to actually be successful and show us what we can do.
Providing job training and life skills.
They might not have a chance to do any at college. They have a chance to do stuff here.
Governor Laura Kelly visiting with students there Thursday. The Interlocal's director says to provide this program and their many other services, it requires state funding and incremental increases in that aid. She adds they've increased the number of students receiving services.
It's about investing in what's important. And in my opinion, people are important. People of all ability levels are important. They all deserve the opportunity to be successful.
Earlier this week, lawmakers moved forward with an education bill with an increase in special education funding. Governor Kelly says she'd prefer if special ed was done separately.
I would like that bill to be taken out of the bill that it's currently in and put into the education budget where it belongs, or in the overall budget where it belongs.
Republican Representative Christy Williams says it's common to tie policies together in a single bill. Most of this bill focuses on creating an education savings account program where public funds could be used for private, home, or other types of non-public schooling for qualifying students.
Establish an account that's equal to base aid in Kansas, which is approximately $5,000.
The bill says the program would be administered by the state's treasurer's office and a new state board would provide oversight.
Kids are experiencing all kinds of challenges today, and therefore each of them needs a different or may succeed in a different learning environment, and that's what this program tries to provide.
Opponents call it a type of school voucher program. The Kansas Association of School Boards, one of the public education groups against the program, say a top concern is that there would be no state oversight if educational needs are met.
As to whether those schools were teaching kids to the standards, whether they were teaching kids at all, whether they were teaching kids with special needs who, have legal mandates and legal rights under federal and state law.
Another part of the bill requires a one-time increase in teacher salaries. The bill still needs to be debated before the full House. That debate could come as early as next week. A little later, win or go home. The Missouri Southern and Pitt State women's teams compete in the Division II national tournament.
Plus, we have rain chances moving back in. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it's Friday, a little bit on the gloomy side for us today. A lot of clouds across the region, but a little bit of sunshine over the past couple hours, which is nice to see. It's going to be kind of a chilly weekend. We are going to get some showers, even some thunderstorms in here, but overall, not too bad. Looks pretty good right now. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. We do have a lower 40s, northern counties, 41 in Stockton. Then we have 46 in Chautauqua, 49 at Grand Lake. Cassville is sitting at 46 degrees. As we go through the night, we just kind of hang. Lower 40s, I think our overnight low, right around 40 degrees. You can see the clouds start to thicken up once again as our next storm system works into the region. We've had clouds most of the day, briefly cleared out, clouds thickening back up outside, and you can see this cloud deck out across Kansas and Oklahoma. This is all due to our next storm system. It's been dropping a ton of rain out across parts of California, all the way up through the Rockies. So this system is going to head toward us, and it will be here by the time we get into the morning hours. So let's go through time. We're going to step through your weekend. Let's stop at about 7 a.m. Showers popping up. Kansas into Oklahoma. These shove east through the morning. Could even get a few embedded little thunderstorms. And then once we get to the noon hour, most of us dry. There's going to be a few couple spotty showers, but just cloudy skies, gloomy. As we go through the afternoon, additional showers and thunderstorms will pop up. Now, some of these along the I-44 corridor and south could be a little bit stronger, but I think they'll stay below those severe limits. Then they push right on through, and I think by about 9 or 10 o'clock, everybody's going to be done with the rain. Temperatures drop back mid-30s, so kind of cold by the time we head into Sunday. A lot of clouds again Sunday, but we will break out and see sunshine late in the day, but still kind of chilly. Northwesterly winds, high temps only into lower 50s on Sunday. And then look at this. Sunday night into Monday morning, hard freeze. Most of us down into the mid-20s for overnight lows. All right, let's look at our rain chances. Really pop up by 8 a.m., kind of trail off toward the noon hour, then pop up again late afternoon. Rainfall amounts, we'll have to see if some of those thunderstorms can get going late in the day. I think most of us a 1/10 of an inch, maybe a 1/4 of an inch. But if we do get a few thunderstorms that track through, we're going to have isolated higher amounts. All right, to break down the weekend, 53 for you tomorrow, 52 on Sunday, mostly cloudy skies. We have the scattered storms Saturday. Kind of breezy both days. Chilly highs because we should be topping out a little bit higher than that. And then, of course, don't forget about this. Tomorrow night, we jump forward an hour. So the new sunrise time, and if you're a morning person, this is kind of late, 7:30-ish. If you're an evening person, the sun's not going to set until 7:22 on Sunday, which is going to be nice to see. 53 tomorrow, 52 on Sunday, 47 on Monday. A couple overnights. We're going to be into the 20s. We're back to 64 on Wednesday, rain Thursday, and then could end with some snow Friday morning for St. Patrick's Day, and then back into the 20s again. So a little bit of a roller coaster ride this week.
Yeah, I love the start of daylight saving time. Not so crazy about the idea of more lows in the 20s.
I know, that kind of stinks.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, the Pitt State and Missouri Southern women hit the floor for the first round of the Division II National Tournament. And Pitt State baseball opens this series against MIAA rival Northwest Missouri State. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
Well, both the Pittsburgh State Gorillas and Missouri Southern Lions are in action today in the first round of the Division II National Tournament. Now, the Lions are up first, facing the Augustana Vikings to open the Central Regional in Duluth, Minnesota. Now, Missouri Southern is the 3 seed in the region. The Vikings are the 6 seed. And down 2 late in the first, Haley Grant scoops up the bad pass, goes coast to coast for the easy lay-in. This game tied up after 1. A second quarter, Amaya Johns gets in the lane and scores 17 points, 11 boards for Johns. But the Lions still down 3 at halftime. They were down by as much as 12 in the fourth. But here they come, down just 2, Lacey Stokes and the foul. She makes the free throw to put Southern up 1. Stokes 28 points tonight. The Vikings go the other way and score, but then Caitlin Honeycutt at the line with just 5 seconds to go. Knocks down both free throws to put the Lions back in front by 1. Then it's Lane Skiles on the other end, making a play on defense, intercepts the pass, and that's it. Missouri Southern rallies to beat Augustana 75-74. They're headed to round 2 of the national tournament. Now after that one, Pittsburgh State faces MIAA rival Nebraska Kearney in Duluth. This one was the Grace Pyle game. Pyle from way downtown for 3. Gorillas take their first lead. Moments later, check it out, top of the key, little jab step. Pyle pulls up, drains another 3. No kidding, still in the first. Look at the range from Grace. Pyle, deep 3 for the sophomore. Then final minute of the first, Pyle steals, goes the other way. 16 points in the first quarter alone for Grace Pyle. She finishes the game with 30. Nebraska Kearney wasn't really in the game after that. In the fourth, Corinna Gerber works and scores in the lane. 15 points, 9 boards for Gerber. Pittsburgh State hammers Nebraska Kearney 74-54 to move on to round 2. So that means, look at this, I love it and hate it at the same time. It's Pittsburgh State against Missouri Southern tomorrow night in the regional semifinals. The winner of this one goes to the Sweet 16. This is the 4th meeting of the season between the two rivals. Pittsburgh State has won 2 of the first 3. Well, we have 2 local teams still alive for Kansas high school basketball state championships. On the boys' side, the Galena Bulldogs are in the 3A semifinals after beating Wellsville last night in the first round. And tonight, Galena on the floor against Marysville, with the winner advancing to the state championship game. And this one actually goes to overtime, but Galena falls 45-42. They finish the season with a 24-1 overall record. On the girls' 2A bracket, the Colgan Panthers trying to get back to the state title game. They face Riverside in the semifinals tonight. I'm not kidding, another overtime game, exact same score as that Galena game. Panthers see their undefeated season end in the state semifinals, 45-42 in overtime. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas opened a 3-game series with Northwest Missouri State this afternoon. This series was actually supposed to be in Maryville, but due to the weather, they're playing in Pittsburgh this weekend. So while they are playing on their home field, the Gorillas actually the visitors on the scoreboard today. Zach Shoemaker on the mound for Pittsburgh State. It's the swing and the miss in the first. Then the second, same thing. Shoemaker goes 6 innings today, allows just 2 runs and strikes out 7. The offense gets going in the second. Joe Hamilton up, finds the turf out there in right. Hamilton in for the double. He would get to third and score moments later on a bad pickoff throw. Then runner on for Nixon Brannon. Hard drive to right, burns the outfielder out there. Austin Warkins scores easily. Gorillas get 4 in the inning. Pitt State beats Northwest in game 1 of their series today, 7-3. Missouri Southern baseball also in action today. They open a series at home against 5th-ranked Central Oklahoma. That game just getting started with no score in the first inning. We'll have highlights from the game right here tonight at 10. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on a warning from the Better Business Bureau about scams surrounding scholarships. Plus, the Quapaw Nation releases a book about the tribe's history. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. If you're hoping to get outside and do some yard work this weekend, the weather's not going to be very nice.
Yeah, tomorrow's not the best day. You can do it Sunday. It's just going to be a little bit on the chilly side. Showers, a few scattered thunderstorms for us tomorrow. 52, mostly cloudy on Sunday. You have a couple nights in the 20s. We do warm up the middle of next week and go right back down for next weekend.
Final sports note.
We have a national champion today. Peyton Barton from Missouri Southern, former McDonald County High School athlete, won the men's weight throw at the Division II Indoor Track and Field National Championships. Cleared second place by 3 feet.
Nice. See you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.